So, good afternoon, and thank you for being here. My name's Tim Martin. I'm the police chief for the Midlands Technical College Campus Police. Midlands Technical College is made up of 6 campuses spread out across Lexington, Richland, and Fairfield counties. Throughout the school year, we see approximately 30,000 students, faculty, and staff that attend classes and come on and off of our campuses. The mission of the MTC Campus Police is to protect the safety, security of, the safety and security of persons and property of all Midlands Technical College campuses through visibility, vigilance, and professional law enforcement services. Our vision is to support MTC's motto that you can get anywhere from here by providing a safe, secure, comfortable environment for students, faculty, and staff of the Midlands Technical College so they can learn and grow. Today's training was designed to pull together all of the emergency services and other partner organizations in Lexington County area that would be a partner in an interagency response to a catastrophic event such as a active shooter situation. The training was based on a hypothetical scenario that was presented to the participants, compelling each agency to determine and discuss the best protocol and responsibilities for their particular agency's response to the continuously evolving situation as it was presented. Right now, I'd like to take an opportunity to thank the agencies that participated with us. And I'll start out with Captain Wayne Freeman and the SLED Active Shooter and Complex Coordinated Terrorist Attack Training Unit, the Lexington County Emergency Services folks, the Lexington County Sheriff's Department, the Richland County Sheriff's Department, the Lexington Police Department, the Lexington County Communications Center, and PAL 800, the Columbia Airport Public Safety, South Carolina Highway Patrol, the West Columbia Police Department, the Casey Police Department, the Lexington County Emergency Services, the Lexington County Fire Service, the Lexington County Coroner's Office, Lexington School District 2, and Lexington Richland School District 5. All of these agencies were represented and participated in our training today. And with that said, I'll answer any questions that I can.
I have a question. We've seen an uptick in mass shootings happening not only around the state, but just globally. Do you feel like we'll continue to have events like this to kind of, combat this?
Well, I can't predict the future, but what I can tell you is we'll be prepared here. And in our partner agencies that participated today, that's what this training is all about.
Did you look at any response at any other schools to determine how you would respond?
Yes, ma'am. And that's part of this as well. But it's also part of it is the research that we do continuously. The active shooter program by that SLED has, the training unit, is a constant endeavor to research and get as much information as we can to use as lessons learned. So when we build our plans and our protocol, we use those lessons learned, both failures and successes. Okay.
And why is it important to make sure that all these other agencies are included in this?
Because one agency is not going to be enough to respond to a situation like that. And so we have police officers here on Midlands Tech, but we don't have EMTs, we don't have fire service folks that are trained as EMTs, we don't have coroners and things of that nature. It is truly an interagency response that's necessary to not only the first few minutes of an event, but then, and we go on a protocol that we call stop the killing, stop the dying, and evacuate the innocents. And we try to do it systematically like that, so everybody has a role in that. Come on, you guys are reporters. You got more than that. I know you do. I'm getting comfortable up here now.
I guess, how long have you been in law enforcement, and how new is this active shooter training?
So I've been a police officer or a law enforcement officer for 20 years. I started out in North Carolina. I retired from the Army at Fort Bragg. I've been doing this for about 2.5 years. Indeed. I mean, police officers always got the responsibility of responding to emergencies, but The active shooter thing I've been involved in quite deeply for about 2 years now.
We couldn't be in there actually seeing the trainings take place. Are you able to kind of break down like maybe what kind of trainings you all are doing? Are you able to talk to us a little bit about some of the
Well,
trainings?
I'll tell you what we discussed. We started out with talking about how we would respond, how it would be dispatched, communications, the sequence of people arriving, agencies arriving on scene, what their responsibilities and roles would be, and we sought to find lessons learned that we could expand training on and actually do what we call live training is get out here and actually act like we're responding and run up through the buildings and all that stuff, and so that's basically what this was about.
And are you going to plan another one? Is this going to be a?
Yes, we'll have another one. We'll have another tabletop like this. We call them tabletop exercises because really it's a discussion, and we get given a scenario and we respond to that scenario. We're going to do another one on January 13th at Beltline Campus in the big auditorium in our new CIT building over there.
And when it comes to these trainings, what makes a successful training session?
How many lessons we learn, and we learned a lot this morning. So yeah, the positive and the negative lessons learned, the things that we know that we can now go back and train our officers and train our faculty and staff on what we need to do to address the situation should it come up on our campus.
You said you spent many years in this service and serving the state. I guess as a service officer, how does it make you feel knowing that you have to prepare for things like this?
It's that's unfortunate that we do, but on the other hand, when we're successful like we are today and we come together and we work together, I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud that we can work together with other agencies and towards a common goal. But yeah, it's unfortunate that our society and times dictate. So
In the past, so you said for the past 2 years you've been doing active shooter trainings. Before that, was there anything to this level that you trained for?
well, when I say 2 years, that's been deep dive training. As a law enforcement officer, we're always trained to respond to any type of situation, and my various assignments have conditioned me and trained me both on the job and formal training wise to be prepared to address situations like this.
And you mentioned wanting to start live action training, going actually through the motions. When it comes to that kind of training, if a mistake happens during that training, how do you guys address that to make sure it doesn't happen in a real life
Well,
situation?
that's what we call a lesson learned, and we go back and we retrain. That's the benefit of being able to train, is that we can identify weaknesses, if you will, or things that we need to do better. We can also identify things that are strengths and positives that we can expand on. So coming from a military background, I always maintain your strengths and train to improve your weaknesses. And so that's what that provides for us. Come on, you guys.
I got one for you, Chief.
All right.
At the beginning, you listed a very long list of partners who are here today. How fundamental is that, and how proud are you that everybody showed up on a December morning to do this?
The fact that everybody showed up, the people that we invited, the agencies that we invited, speaks a lot to the interest and the determination to work together with each other in order to address situations like this that come up. And it could be a slight emergency, or it could be a very catastrophic emergency. But the fact that we're able to see each other and speak to each other and get to know each other and discuss our protocols and our policies, and sometimes those policies conflict, and we're able to work those issues out. So I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud that we had all of our partners around us take it seriously enough to come and be with us this morning and train with us.
I know that some law enforcement involved in the Uvalde shooting earlier this year kind of came with some criticism. Is this training like in a way like trying to prevent some like situations like that?
Absolutely. Again, it goes back to, anytime you do training, you're you're learning lessons. And just as I said before, sometimes we look at things that have actually happened, real world situations, and we try to analyze and assess what went there, and we try to create training plans that will address those possibilities. So yeah, it's to answer your question, is that what you're looking for? Yeah.
Chief, can you touch on a little bit of the differences between, say, elementary school and a university that has on-campus students and a campus like us where everyone commutes every day?
Right. Yeah, I came from the primary and secondary school area when I was with the Lexington County Sheriff's Department, and I've discovered that the higher education, addressing the higher education question is considerably different, especially when you start talking about things like reunification. But in control, you're dealing with adults in the college and university atmosphere, so the level of control that we have over people. And make no mistake, in an active shooter scenario or an active shooter situation, this entire campus would be a crime scene. So control's a tough factor there. It's not quite as difficult in the primary and secondary schools because you have better control of the students and the population on those campuses. Is that what you're...
With these trainings, you're training a bunch of different agencies, but what are you guys doing for the students to make them know what to do in this kind of situation?
So we subscribe to well, for an individual, it's the run, hide, fight elements, but we also subscribe to a format that's put out by the I Love You Guys Foundation, and basically it's secure, lockdown, hold in place. There's five criteria, and so we seek to teach that to our student population so that they would know how to respond if they were given the indicators or the signals that we would generate that we were in that situation.
And with this training, you mentioned with all these other agencies, during this, is there any kind of specialized training for like EMS, or is that handled outside of these kind of trainings?
Well, yeah, there is specialized training for each of the different disciplines in emergency services, but there's also training that we like to do, we call joint training, where we train with EMS or we train with fire or we train with everybody, similar to today. But yes, there's individual training. Each discipline pretty much has active shooter training that's available to them.
And with the training process, when it comes to like developing different scenarios to run through the training with, what is the process of figuring out those scenarios?
Well, we try to base most of our scenarios on what we have seen happen throughout the country with active shooter incidents. So a lot of that is based on what we've seen, and we try to implement the lessons learned into those scenarios. All right, it's lunchtime, y'all.
Yeah, that's good for me.
Thank you. Thank you for being here today.